Welcome to the Revision Santa Fe Style Bike Tour. This is session number 2, Evolution, Post-War Period. I'm Anthony Guida, President of Friends of Architecture Santa Fe. Broadly speaking, our agenda is to go downtown and do a stop and talk at the Capitol Complex. Then we'll do some east side ride-bys. Then we're going to have a figure-8 loop today. We're going to kind of come back this way to look at the 60s, 70s, and 80s projects that maybe all of us don't know. We're going to go to Midtown, do a stop and talk at the Fogelson Library and the Visual Arts Center, and then we're going to loop back to this neighborhood, Harvey Cornell Rose Park, by noon for sandwiches and refreshments. Alvarado building by John Meem is actually one of the earliest examples of territorial revival style architecture. John Meem's stature in, remarkable architect in many regards, but also an architect with wealthy and powerful offspring and descendants. This is a proposal, a master plan for the Capitol District, right? A modernist Pueblo revival design. Looks a little Flintstones, but it's an acknowledgement that that the Capitol District is actually part of the civic life and commercial life of the city of Santa Fe. Did it happen? No. Why is it round?
It's the circle of perfect friendship.
Does it have a front?
We call it the roundhouse because it could go around and around. You get totally lost. Yeah. Billy McKibben used to say that during a session it'd get going so fast that it would just screw itself right into the ground.
A discussion of preservation efforts in Santa Fe. Or maybe lack thereof. In 1957, we begin the Styles Control Ordinance in Santa Fe. And he had some folks on his side, our friends Philip Register, Alexander Girard, and a number of other modernists who viewed what Santa Fe was doing with the Style Ordinance as anti-preservation. And that is true because, from 1912, it was never about saving, it was just about compatibility, right? You could modify a historic building, you could tear it down, but what you built new just had to be complementary. And there's a kind of deal that's made in the early 50s in Santa Fe, like, do whatever you want, out Cerrillos. This has to stay pretty much the character that it is.
It's one of her favorite spots.
Well, where's that?
The Coronado building.
Oh, well, you better get out and go.
What style is this? These passive solar townhouses that get built in the 80s. We're going to run past a few other examples of this, and Santa Fe style has a multi-decade flirtation with the passive solar movement too. Different vision for the future of the Santa Fe style that emerges in Santa Fe in the 60s and 70s. We see it's forbidden at the Capitol, and so it's something that then gets kind of pushed outside of the historic district.
Ricardo was very much in the Mexican modernism tradition. He studied under Luis Barragan, but then he really took that, abroad beyond Mexico. This was the first Legaretta project in town, but then after that, I'm sure many of you are familiar with Zocalo, the condo in northwest quadrant, and then Thornburg organization. So he was very much, moving this Mexican modernism forward, and his focus was natural daylight, light and shadow, color. Each of these buildings has their own color courtyard, and then of course geometry.